Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot bringing you another update on this Maui fire. I got a video clip here of one of the residents who was there while people were trying to flee in their cars. This is the full 2-minute clip that I got from another station, but after this, I'll show you from which channel I got this information from. It was by a content creator that I watch named Cinema Shogun, and I'll play his full clip. But just so you people know, I said on my last video something wasn't right here, and listen to what this man has to say, and you people tell me what you think. But here we go.
I think we should get out of here because of the speed of this wind. We could be here in 2 minutes. And
so about what time was this at? By the way, if you guys don't know who this is Fish. He's been sitting next to Cheeseburger in Paradise selling the most awesome stuffs, right, for years. He's like a legend, and everyone loves Fish, and Fish loves everybody. But he's one of the wisest people that I know, by the way. Anyway, Fish, continue.
So I went around back to Front Street, and all the cars were lined up, but none of them were moving. And I walked all the way from Safeway to the Chart House. Not one car had moved. And I was wondering what was stopping the traffic. Well, it was a policeman. And I got to the end, and I looked up north. There were no obstructions. There was no reason to keep those cars there.
Are you serious?
Did you hear what he said? I know the volume's a little on his part, but he said that there was no obstruction, nothing, not a power line down, nothing to keep those cars from moving. So the videos that everybody's seen online of all these cars lined up, thinking that maybe it was a traffic jam and people got caught in it. No, this man is saying that the police would not let the cars pass. And he walked from one end to the other, and there was no obstruction stopping the cars, but the police telling people that they could not leave. Here we go.
I'm serious as a heart attack. And I said, what are you doing? He goes, well, I'm under orders to keep them here. And I said, the fire is right around Safeway. It's going to hit Front Street.
He said the police officer told him that he was under orders to keep them there. Why?
You know, these people got to get out of here. And he said, I'm following orders.
No way.
And I keep walking down the highway, and I look behind, no cars are coming out. I walked all the way to Waikuli Beach, still no cars coming out. And I started hearing boom, boom, boom. And then I heard people screaming and stuff.
You're saying they were blockaded in by the police? At the end of Front Street?
Yeah.
Like where the restaurant is?
Right, where the Chart House
Where the Chart House was, I should
Right.
say. There was a blockade there, and they could not go any further.
Right,
What the hell?
I walked all the way from Safeway to there, not one car had moved. Went all the way to, like I said, the Civic Center, and then I started hearing all the explosions, and there was no one walking behind me or on bicycles or anything. And I just...
Dude, that is unbelievable.
I had no idea, you know, until the next day when I walked down there of what had happened. I just, oh my...
So the explosions that he heard were the cars exploding. The cars that were told that they could not move, that they were being stopped by the police, were exploding. Were there people in the cars? Did they get out on time? Who knows? But if there was no obstruction, why did the cop say that he was under orders to stop the people from leaving? I'll play the next video, and I'll give you my opinion of why. But here we go.
You know, I know that a lot of you all have been looking into this story about these Maui fires. I know that we are all overwhelmed with information, various different rumors, stories, conspiracy theories, you name it. There's all types of stuff out there. And it's hard trying to figure out what to believe. Now, if you've been subbed to my channel long enough, you know that I covered the East Palestine, Ohio story about the train derailment that basically destroyed a whole town with chemicals. My approach to this Maui story is going to be the same as my approach to the East Palestine story. I'm not believing anything I see on the mainstream media. I'm taking everything I see on the internet with a grain of salt. And what I'm listening to, what I am focusing on, is what the people of Maui are saying.
And he's 100% correct. The mainstream media is not putting out all the information out there. What's going on online, I'm seeing comments by people pretending that everything's fine. What I'm paying attention to is the videos that are being put out by the natives on their TikTok accounts, on their YouTube accounts, live footage on their phones, the people there crying, saying exactly what is happening. The mainstream media keeps saying there's only over 100. Right now, I think the death toll they said is 106, and then there's about 1,300 missing. No, the natives are saying no, it's way more than that. It's in the hundreds. It's in the hundreds. A whole neighborhood where there was kids sent home from school, they're missing, gone. Were they, I hate to use these words, were they victims of that fire in a certain way? I'm sure you guys can put two and two together what I'm trying to say. It's possible. It's horrific, but it's possible. If you catch my drift of why they're missing. But the thing is, if they sent the kids home from school because of high winds and all this chaos started happening, where was the fire department? None of the sirens on the island went off. Supposedly they have over 80 sirens for fire, for hurricanes, catastrophes, anything like that, to let everybody know, even for air raids, for bombings, all that. Not one. The water supply systems, they said, shut down. There was very little water supply. Now that could be depending on where the fire started. Who knows? But unless they come out and say that the water system, like the main building, was affected, that has not been said yet. Okay? And then for the police to stop people that are on the road trying to leave before the fire gets there. And there was no obstructions, nothing, not a power line down, not a turned over truck, not a traffic jam, nothing. For him to say he was under orders, from who and why? Those are questions that need to be answered. Who ordered it and why? And they need to go and find who those police officers were. Because I tell you what, if I was a fucking cop and they told me to block the people from leaving a potential danger, no, I will be making way for them to leave. Why keep them in the path of danger, knowing very well how dangerous this situation is? But let's continue.
Because that's where we're going to get the truth. You can't believe these random media outlets that have their own agendas that are blaming all of this on climate change. And you can't believe every Tom, Dick, and Jane on the internet, because they pop up and share just wild ass stuff that's not even true. There's a lot of conspiracies out there about this that's not true. But there's a lot of things that people would consider as a conspiracy that are true. Now, I've stepped back. I've listened to a lot of the people of Maui. And from everything that I am seeing, the people of Maui were blocked. They were blocked from escaping. They were blocked from evacuating. I know you've seen a lot of the photos. You've seen a lot of the videos. And in all of the photos, all of the videos, you see cars on the streets as if they were trying to get away. They were trying to get out of Maui. They were
exactly. If you look at all the scenes of all the cars, all the photos, they're going one way. It wasn't like cars were coming another way. Things were blocked, and you could see with all these photos where these cars are at. Yes, there's debris, but that's from the aftermath, which means that there was no obstructions in front of them. If you seen, and even if you see it now, you say, well, that could have been, a tree that fell. By then, it would have been too late. So they were trying to leave before anything hit them while they were in their cars. They would try. Basically, if you're looking forward, the flames are coming from your right side. All the destruction, all the wind is coming from your right side. Okay? the seawall is on their left side. That's why so many of them jumped out of their cars, jumped into the water. A lot of them died in the water because when the flames came over and all the ash and everything, all the debris, it actually was killing people while they were in the water also. But besides all that, the question is, why were they blocked from leaving? No sirens went off. No emergency alerts went off to say get out now, but yet they said that they were telling people to evacuate. So if the news media is saying that the residents were being warned to evacuate, a lot of them chose to stay, that's why they died, why is this news coming out that they were being blocked from leaving? Think about that, people. But let's continue.
Trying to get out of the area because they knew that, danger was afoot. But you see all these cars on the roadways just charred, turned to ashes, burnt to a crisp. These weren't cars that were just left on the road. No.
Look at this.
These were cars that belonged to people who were trying to leave. They were trying to evacuate.
Look at the scene. Horrific. And the thing about it is, we don't even know if everybody made it out their cars. With that kind of flame and destruction, if somebody was in there, you might as well just think of the worst of what happened to them if they stayed in there, and that's it. That's why you don't see no bodies. Now, is it a possibility every single person got out all those cars? Yes, and if they did, we could only pray to God that's what happened. They all started jumping over the seawall. This is the seawall right here. Unfortunately, they did say a lot of people did die in the water. But the cars are headed one way. Maui, Hawaii is not a congested city. I can see the traffic jam in a big city. These people live a certain way. They live in a peaceful way. Everything is in order. There's no way they would have stopped each other and caused chaos to make others suffer. They were all in tandem to say, let's all get out of here now. Let's start this convoy and go. And they were stopped. Why?
But law enforcement stopped them. Law enforcement, and listen, this is not just me talking. The people of Maui, they're the ones that's sharing this information. They claim that law enforcement blocked these people from leaving. So some of these people straight up burned to death in their cars because they weren't allowed to drive away. A lot of these people had to gather their family and run out into the middle of the ocean, some of which died in the middle of the ocean from breathing in smoke. These people were out here swimming in the ocean. I'm talking about, I saw one woman with an infant, just trying to tread water and hold her baby as, the land was on fire. Meanwhile, they were blocked from leaving. I want to go ahead and play this clip because I could talk all day, and I understand that my viewers trust me, but some of the people watching this video, they don't know who I am. So let's go ahead and roll this clip so you can listen to some of these Maui residents talk about what's going on.
And all the cars were lined up, but none of them were moving. And I walked all the way from Safeway to the chart house. Not one car had moved. And I was wondering what was stopping the traffic. Well, it was a policeman. And I got to the end and I looked up north. There were no obstructions. There was no reason to keep those cars there.
Are you serious?
I'm serious as a heart attack. And I said, what are you doing? He goes, well, I'm under orders to keep them here. And I said, the fire is right around Safeway. It's going to hit Front Street. These people got to get out of here. And he said, I'm following orders.
No way.
And so I just kept walking. Well, maybe he knows something I don't, So, and I keep walking down the highway, and I look behind, no cars are coming out. I walked all the way to Waikuli Beach, still no cars coming out. And I started hearing boom, boom, boom. And then I heard people screaming and stuff.
You're saying they were blockaded in by the police at the end of Front Street?
Yeah.
Like where the restaurant is?
Where the chart house
Where the chart house was, I should
Right.
say. There was a blockade there and they could not go any further.
Right. I walked.
What the hell?
I walked all the way from Safeway to there. Not one car had moved, and people walking in front of me. The people in the cars are saying, "Would you like a ride?" And they go, "Oh, okay." And they get in. They ask me, no, you better get out of here. You know, but they just, well, we were told to evacuate by car. I, okay, so I just kept walking, and I got all the way to, like I said, the Civic Center, and then I started hearing all the explosions, and there was no one walking behind me or on bicycles.
I want you for.
Now he just said that one of the that he was told by some of the people, or one of the people, that they were told to evacuate by car. Okay, now I'm gonna end the video here. I'll leave a link in the description so you can finish watching the channel of Cinema Shogun here. These are my thoughts. They were told to evacuate by car. Death trap. Number one. Straight off the fucking bat. That's a death trap. Okay? Because why tell them to evacuate by car and then block the roads? You're trapping the people in. I told you guys in my last video that that nothing is right about this. Okay? It just stinks too much. It's wrong on every angle, and it's not that, oh, maybe there's something going on. No, something is definitely fucking going on. And if you ask me, I'm gonna put my opinion on this. I think the powers that be that want that island took this opportunity to try to kill off as many people as they could, because they're fighting the residents so they can take over Maui. Because they want Maui. People may say, you know what, that you can't say that, that's evil. Let me tell you something. Evil, remember this. A wolf will come in sheep's clothing. Evil people, they don't give a flying rat's ass who gets in their way when they want something. Okay? All those children lost. Missing. If they don't find them, those are generations of Hawaiians gone. A bunch of adults that passed away in this, gone. You getting to see the picture here? Could have all those people survived? Could have all those kids stayed in school, which probably would have been the safer place if there was a hurricane? Because usually when a big storm hits, like in Florida or, you know, some of these places where there's potential tornadoes and stuff, the kids are in school, they don't send the kids home. They make the kids hunker down. So they waited to a certain time in the morning to send all the kids back home, knowing very well that, let's say 7, 8, 9 out of 10 parents would have been away at work or probably doing something else. So you send all these helpless children home. Who ordered that? Under whose order did that police officer do what he did? He said he was under orders. Who gave him the fucking order to stop people from fleeing for their lives? Who is that police officer? Was it even a real police officer? You heard the old man talking. Everything was clear. There was no obstructions, nothing. They just told the cars they couldn't move. Why? There's just too much going on here. And I'll tell you what. Everybody pay close attention. And I hope I'm wrong. But keep a close ear to the news, especially from the natives of Hawaii. If the government of Hawaii, okay, and the federal government, if they try to pull a fast one and claim eminent domain, or stating that they're going to close down the land because it's too dangerous to live, this was a fucking setup. They let this happen the way it did. Just keep that in mind. These people in Hawaii do not have us to go and protest for them and help them, because we cannot get there unless you take a plane. And there is no way that they're going to let people fly in by the thousands to protest and help these people. That's why I said in my video earlier, the people in Hawaii are on their own. They're on their own, if you think about it. I mean, there's people having to go by boat around the island to get into certain areas. I'll let this man explain a little more. Here we go.
For just 1 second, imagine that. You're in your car. You got your family. You got your dog. And, obviously you're scared. But you feel kind of at ease because you got your family. And you're in your car. And you're ready to go. And then, as you try to leave, as you see the flames spreading in the background, as you try to leave, police cars block the way. And they tell you, no, you can't go. We have orders. Oh, there's power lines down on the road, or there's this, or there's that. We have orders to keep you here so all of you all can freaking burn to death. Just lines and lines of cars trying to escape. And these people either burned to death or ran out into the ocean.
Now, I just want to stop this and go back to that picture for a second. And I know it's sickening, but it's just something that people need to see.
Freaking burned to death. Just lines and lines of cars trying to escape. And these
I'm sorry. Let me go back just a tad. Okay, do you see these X's on these cars? One could only assume that's where people died in these cars. Just keep that in mind. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 X's. Why were they blocked? Now people say, well, look at all this debris. That could, remember, there was winds coming from the right side out into the ocean. It was coming from one side of the island with the flames. So you're going to see all the debris scattered. But before that, these were clear lanes for people just to drive, but they were told to to stay still, that they could not move. Well, let's continue a little bit.
orders to keep you here so all of you all can freaking burn to death. Just lines and lines of cars trying to escape. And these people either burned to death or ran out into the ocean.
Now, mind you, they said to evacuate by car. Why? Why didn't anybody get out the cars and just start running? Is anybody trying to understand this? Like, none of this makes sense. I've been in Florida right before hurricanes, and they say you got to evacuate, you got to leave. They never tell you exactly how. They just say that if you stay at your own peril. But you need to evacuate. They never say by car. They never say by plane. They never say by foot, by bicycle, by fucking horse. They never tell you how to evacuate. They just say to leave. Why were they told to evacuate by car? In my opinion, basically, get them where they're going to be trapped, where they're going to be stuck. People, I hope I'm wrong with all this. I kid you not. But you know those gut feelings, they usually say, they're right. I showed you in my video earlier about the book that's already put out on Amazon. About this, as if it happened 6 months ago. Who gave the okay to author that book? When did they write that book in order to bring it out? In my opinion, they knew this was going to happen. And whoever put it out, they basically blew their load too fucking quick and put it out too quick to sell on Amazon. You'll see, just go on Amazon and you'll see it's called Fire and Fury. And it's this, The Fire in Maui, August 8th to the 11th, 2023. It's in the book. And the book already came out. And this destruction is only 8 days old. How in the world did they put a book together so fast and put it out? And then say, how did they come up with the science? How did they come up with any information to know exactly what had happened? There's already people on so many news networks talking about that it's climate change. Nobody knows. No investigations have even fully started to find out where was ground zero for this fire to start. How did it jump? How did it escape all these other buildings and then jump right onto Maui? Some people are saying there were power lines. I mean, that's probably the only thing they can say right now. But really? Meanwhile, you see all these power lines when the wind's blowing and you don't see no sparks. This is nefarious. That's my opinion. But I'll definitely cut the video short here. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description for my man right here, Cinema Shogun. He's really good. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. You guys have been great helping me out with the channel. But pray for the people in Hawaii and keep a close ear. You got family and friends there. You need to find out exactly what's going on. There's a lot of chaos going on. And I'm telling you, my gut tells me that the powers that be in Hawaii and the government, they're going to try to take Maui by force. They're going to take it by force because they want to build that AI city. I'm True Outlaw Patriot. Remember, stay vigilant, keep praying, and keep praying for each other. Peace.